permissible to eat animals, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and so do you also take the view that you're justified in the belief that it's okay to eat animals and not eat humans?
Yeah.
Okay, and so what I'm just going to ask you for here um, is, do you take there's some difference between humans and animals such that you're justified in the belief that it's okay to eat one and not in the other?
Yeah.
So go ahead and name it.
You can do more good for a person than you can an animal.
Okay, so do you take that, say there's this like coma patient, right? And this coma patient, obviously, they're not like actively conscious. They're not kind of looking around. They're not fully aware. And so, do you take that I can do more good for that coma patient than I can to an animal who's like actively conscious, actively experiencing, actively having like the good experiences? Do you think I can do more good to the animal there, or still do you take it that I can do more good for the coma patient?
You can do. It depends on the animal. Wait, hold on. You said it's a coma patient?
Yeah, a coma patient who like doesn't have the capacity to feel like valent
Oh,
states.
okay, yeah. So if he
Um,
can't feel anything, it's like not much you can do at that point. But if he like wakes
oh,
up in
okay.
the future, then you could do more
Okay.
good with him. I guess
Yeah,
he
yeah,
just has
okay.
more
So
potential.
wait, just calm down. So do you also take the view that it would be okay for us to factory farm and then eat coma patients?
Oh no, definitely not.
Okay, and so that's just a P and not P right there. It both is okay to eat things so that are like below this certain threshold of the amount of good you can do to them, and it's not okay to eat things that are below the certain threshold of the amount of good you can do to them. That's just an immediate contradiction. Um,
You think?
so, do you have any other trade that you'd like to present? Retard.
No, I'll explain why I don't really see it as a contradiction. So if
Well,
humans exist,
wait. Actually, I don't need an explanation of that. I grant you don't see it as one. Um,
yeah, but I'm gonna give my
what I'm
reasoning
what
for
I'm
it.
interested in, what I'm interested in,
Yeah, but I'm gonna
is
give my
simply seeing if
reasoning
you can
for it.
remain consistent. And if nothing else, we can maybe make
Are you
someone
going to
have
allow
someone
me
make
to
a poll in
elaborate on
chat,
what
and
I mean?
they can give their opinion on if that was a contradiction or not.
I mean, if
If
you're not
someone
going to
could
let
just
me
make a poll for
elaborate
me in
on what I
chat,
mean, then
that'd
I
be
don't
really
think
nice.
it's going to be clear whether or not what I'm saying is a contradiction. Like, sure, I can say something like, okay, well, humans as a species, you can do more good for them generally. And that's the thing that, permits that these things are higher in moral value than what it would be for an animal. But you're saying, well, there's this coma patient that exists who at this moment in time, you can't do more good
Is
for
this
than
like
you
the
can an
strategy?
animal.
Does he just like
That if,
recount the
wait,
debate
stop,
up to
stop,
this
stop, wait,
point?
stop. That
Is that like
somehow
the
equates to
strategy?
the
Does he just like
idea. Wait,
recount the debate and act
stop.
as if he like
That
responded to what
somehow
I said?
equates to the idea that it's permissible for us to eat humans, right? The condition is just the species. You can do more for them in general,
Okay.
not
And
that
so it's the
the
species.
person in
So do you
context.
take that? Wait. So do you take that species different is sufficient simpliciter to kill other things, like to kill and
Yeah,
eat
I
other
think
things?
certain species have a higher level of moral relevance than other species.
Okay. Okay. And so that wasn't an answer to my question. So do you take that if something is a different species simpliciter, as in, say I am a different species than a dog, the dog is justified in killing and eating me. Do you take that view?
That a dog is justified in killing and eating a human? No. Why would I take that?
Well, okay, so first of all, they're different species. So the question there was, not sure you heard it. Do you take that something being a different species simpliciter is sufficient to make it okay to kill and eat it? And you said yes initially, but then you kind of rambled, and I kind of took it as you not hearing my question. So that was why I asked
I
you that.
said yes initially to that. I said
No,
yes
you said
initially to
I
which
actually
question?
repeated the same question again. So what we're
Yeah.
gonna do now? Okay,
Yeah. So
so
now I need clarification. So
so
which question are you referencing?
the one I just asked you, do you not remember it?
Yeah. No, I don't remember that. Yeah, I have ADHD. It's in my mind.
Yeah, great.
What was the
So the
question?
question was, do you take that it's okay or that it's sufficient um, if two things are different species simpliciter? Do you think that is sufficient to make it such that one
Different.
can kill and eat the other?
So what
That
does
was
it
the
mean to be
question.
different species simpliciter? I don't really get
It,
what you're talking about there.
simpliciter just means that's the only piece of data. That's the only thing you're considering.
Oh, okay. So if the only data that we have is that these two things are are different species, is one justified in eating the other?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and great. So again, that's another contradiction because you
But
said
it's
it's not
under certain
justified for dogs.
parameters.
So
So
that's
like
another contradiction because you said it's not okay for dogs
it'd
to
have
kill
to
and
be
eat us. But
reasonable.
we can so we can kind of move on. So let's
Wait,
say
why
there's
are we
like this.
moving on? Wait, how
Calm,
is it a
calm down.
contra? Wait, hold
Calm
on.
down.
What's the P
Calm,
and not P?
calm down. Calm down.
Wait,
So
can you explain to me the
let's
P and
say
not P?
sorry, I was in the middle of my sentence there. So let's say there's this alien species that comes down and they decide they want to infinitely holocaust humans. They'll infinitely breed us and then they'll infinitely kill us. Do you think they're justified in doing that simply because they're a different species?
No, there's other factors like
Well,
reasonability.
that's just another contradiction
It's not.
because you affirmed that prior and we all
No,
heard
it's
it.
not.
I'm finally ending the debate here because
Yugi, it's
clearly what
just
happened
you're
here
not letting me
is
elaborate
you
my
gave
view, and
some
you're saying,
trait
well, that's a
and then
contradiction because the
once you
official's
gave the
not
trait,
giving
I gave
elaboration
an
on what he
instance
means.
the trait would follow to a particular
Wait,
conclusion and then
Yugi,
you give the
how can
opposite
you be
answer.
sure
So
if
you
there's a
contradicted yourself. And
contradiction
then after
just off
that,
the scene? You
you
don't
gave the
even have
species
the
answer. And then
semantics.
the species answer,
You're
you
just
led
going
to
off
another
of what you think
contradiction
I mean.
in the sense that
So if
you
I
think
say
that it both
something
is
like,
and it is
"Oh,
not
well,
okay,
a human
given
is
something is a
justified,
different
one
species,
species is
to kill
justified
and
in
eat
eating
it.
a
That's
species,"
just two
right?
contradictions there.
Based on like a
Unless
threshold of
maybe we can
reasonability,
ask
like
people in chat. Chat,
how
do you want me to go for a
how
third?
reasonable is
You
it
guys
for
want me
this
to go
thing to
for a
be able to
third
do this, right?
contradiction?
No, that's just indexed to a
Taking
set of
three?
parameters that I give for morality. Like, okay, well, how rational, how intelligent is this thing? How much pain can this other
Okay,
thing
great.
feel?
So I'll
How
go
much
for a
good
third.
can this
Okay,
thing
great.
do
So
for the other intelligent individual?
do you have
How
another
much
trait
more
you want to
good in
name?
the end result, right, is how much more good is in the end result? Because if I
Jesus,
see
he's
one
still
scenario,
talking? Do you
where
have
somebody
another
does
trait
X
you would like to
action that
name?
ends up with the less
Does anyone know
maximized
what he's talking
utility,
about?
right, then that's going to
Does
be
someone have
the
like the fast
unjustified
forward
moral
button?
thing, right? But if the thing actually maximized
Listen,
utility,
I'm not
right, that's
interested in
going to
this
be the
ramble.
more
Like I'm just
justified
not
thing.
interested in it. And
Now,
what I'm
we
gonna
already
do
have
is if you're
confirmation
gonna
that
keep talking,
our system.
I'm just gonna mute you. Okay, so this is try number one. Do you have another trait to name? Yes or no?
So you're not letting me elaborate.
Okay, so that's dodge one. So try number two. Do you have another trait to name? Yes or no?
We're not going to continue unless you let me.
Okay, so that's dodge number two. So try number three. Do you have another trait to name?